takes the mark. Brett Kirky, they had done the sub, have they?
That's right, Bruce. The sub's been activated. Young Tom Young's ready to go.
OK, so Goldsack. What a revelation he's been this year, Goldsack, and then he drills it. Well, Sinclair and Watts were like many last year. You played him in 4 games. He only played half a dozen VFL games because he was injured. And it's a good kick. So he gets the first goal on the Queen's birthday holiday match.
To the pocket, Sinclair couldn't hang on. Watts got there in the nick of time. Thomas, Sinclair can't get free. Good tackle, Watts. Ball bounces obligingly for Williams on the ground. Goldsack held. No free kick. I thought it hit the post. Williams kicked a goal. Goal umpire right there.
Well, it's interesting, isn't it? Because a player definitely hit the post, Dennis, and it did look as if the ball was going to, and I'm not sure whether that player actually stopped the ball from hitting it, but it was combative, chaotic stuff right in front of the goals.
Did a good job here, Jack Watts, just to hang on to that tackle, but the numbers beat Melbourne in the end, and just wonder whether or not this ball actually did hit. No, actually, I think it might have hit Goldsack's leg that was in front of the post. Dane Swan, just watch, this is probably a better angle. No, it's actually hit the back of his heel.
Yeah, exactly
so
right.
I mean, you called it right. It didn't hit the post.
And Willingham kicked me onto it, so Melbourne players don't like it, but I reckon it's the right call. So now they're going to go to the video review.
Players' coach is called for a review. He can do that. Yeah, they can call from the box.
Well, they're not going to get a better angle than that, Mac.
Just heard the umpire say.
Hang on, I can't hear.
Review completed. The goal stands.
Yes, it's a goal.
Confirmed goal.
Oh, boys, it's a goal. Okay. Yep, it's a goal. It's a goal.
So
Go back to goal.
it's interesting. How long after
They take possession of the football, they're very slow at bringing it out, which really suits Collingwood because they set up so well.
So Tringo's kick to Collingwood's advantage completely, and Tarrant to Thomas running hard. Now Thomas will square it. You think it's a beautiful kick. There was a big hole, and there's only one man filling it. There's a bloke that kicked the first goal today.
He got burnt there, Mackenzie, because of that poor kick came out of defence.
Kicked 3 last Sunday afternoon, Sinclair, and he's kicked a goal. So he's kicked 2 of the first 3 goals today.
That was a lovely kick in from Mackenzie, trying to cover him. And I think Will Dane is trying to cover Will Wayne as the ball comes down towards half-forward. He's got him covered. There's Blair, speaking of little long kick goal. How's that?
O'Brien to provide a shepherd. Side bottom, that left foot looked good off the boot. Blair worked Watts underneath it cleverly. Seller got down okay. He didn't get enough on the handball. And Elliott came through to Fasolo. Fasolo hooks it around. Waiting his Cloak. Oh, well done, Cloak. And Jolly just rolls it through.
Well, markdown carnage. Short pass from Swan finds Dawes. Grimes is one of them. Elliott is the other. And the mark is taken by Swan inside the forward 50.
The dynamics of this game.
There goes the kick from Swan. Puts it straight through the middle.
So the umpire, I'm not sure what's going on here, but it was
All clear.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So a bit of an anticlimax. So a goal there to Swan. But they're releasing Collingwood here. Buckley, well played. And then beams out wide. So it's a little bit like Keystone Cops for Melbourne at the moment. Goldsack, side bottom just came off the interchange. That looks a good kick. He's kicked it to the advantage of Wellingham and Swan. And Wellingham took the mark. Swan was probably the target. But Wellingham bravely coming in to take the mark.
Well, it's a fantastic mark. He does take a good mark overhead. He finds his way to the forward line by running through the line as well. Just notice here, just time and time again, Melbourne are losing the ball because they don't. The next option.
He's got it. So he's kicked 2, Wellingham, and Collingwood get the first goal of the second quarter.
Missing this afternoon for Collingwood. Something of a who's who for the club. Jolly labouring over it. Swan, Wellingham, who's booted a couple, goes down towards full forward. Cloak! Well, almost he'll get a free kick for in the back.
Again, Dennis, they just moved the ball so easily from that stoppage.
Thanks, Dozzy. Straight back to him now. Time back.
Now, important kick this one. If he gets on a roll, look out. 22 goals for the season. After 10 games last season, he'd booted 23. But then he got 12 in 2 rounds, starting with Melbourne, and he scored 6. That's where the momentum came for a great goal tally last season. He pops it through. Oh. Looking ominous, Bruce, we've got to say.
Now, Melbourne, it's been a long time since they got inside the forward 50. They've got their best hope now for a while. Squaring it, Grimes. Wider still. Howe has a long, high shot. Oh, at long last. Thank you so much for that. Josh had just produced a stat, Dennis, at the last time.
McDonald at the back of the pack lays it off. Tapscott hanging wide of the pack comes to Nicholson. Left foot for Solo, didn't pick it that time. Nicholson goes around, kicks well inside the 50. And guess who? Jeremy Howe. He's taken 6 marks, most on the ground. And with Howe, it's not how many, it's Howe. And he puts it through. So back-to-back goals for Melbourne and Jeremy Howe.
Well, Melbourne have just lifted a bit up. There's a tiny spring in their step. I know I'm an optimist, but I'm not getting too carried away, but this has been a little bit better. Well done, Jones, on the left foot. And the Melbourne fans are finding voice. Magda doing that job on Maxwell. Building the ball forward, bouncing it through. Well, they've kicked 3. Filled the glass from half to 3/4, Dennis. It might be overflowing shortly.
It's getting quiet. Contested by Maxwell. Roving the pack is Rivers. Jones across to Howe. Kicks inside the forward 50. Sylvia uncontested. 30 metres out. It's in the clear. Colin Sylvia. Fair to say he's got his critics. Can't criticise that kick though. Straight through the middle.
Full measure, and then a terrible kick on the left. And Swan, and look at Sinclair running hard. And Swan's going to find him. And Sinclair, who kicked 2 of the first 3 goals of the match, just takes all the air out of the balloon.
That just rips your heart out. Right up the other end of the ground, and Collingwood score a goal.
Sinclair's been terrific this afternoon. Very lively. Improving with every outing. This is Grimes, got it from Howe, loops it over the top. Magna sends it long down towards the pocket. Clark!
Dennis, I'm liking the look of the way they've structured their forward line. Now they've got Clark deep, they've got Rivers deep as well. They've got Green down there, so they've got really good marking power. And they've got Jack Tringo playing a role down there as well. Sylvia playing that defensive role on O'Brien. There's the message delivered from the coach. That's when you don't want the coach sitting on the bench, Mick.
Well, and he's got every right to say that. He was so filthy on that. Turnovers, they just cost us so badly.
So here's Clark, 21 goals for the season, including 5 against the West Coast Eagles in round 2. And he puts it through. Nice kick, nice move by the Demons.
Very, very fortunate, Melbourne.
4 posters for the Magpies, and probably their goal sack needed to carry the ball a little bit longer. Kick to the outer side. Lack of talking between Young and Dawes. Fell in front after Young punched it away. Jones gave it to Sylvia to Howe. He feeds it back. Run comes from McDonald. This is Jones. Melbourne looking far better. Watts looks inside the forward 50. Getting in behind the defence is Clark. Takes the mark, turns around. Heads for home, kicks the goal. And suddenly, the Melbourne supporters, so downtrodden, are getting a sniff.
Gee, a brilliant left foot kick by Jones. I mean, Sinclair's been very good. Matched his career high with 3 that he got last week. Swan, Wellingham. So they're good players, still getting numbers. Cloak, a long way out. Now Cloak, that's a good kick off the boot. And Goldsack, obviously now playing as a defensive forward, famously kicked the first goal in the replay grand final. And that's a beautiful kick, great finish. And Collingwood actually needed it, believe it or not. Still a very gettable goal for the D's. There's 3 behinds to Green today. McDonald, well done. And then McDonald sends it back to Clark, who's got it. Now Clark had Rivers in the goal square, but he's done the right thing already at the halfway mark. Got it. So Clark's kicked 3 goals in the third quarter, and Melbourne keep on coming on.
Just chips it towards the other end of the centre square, and Young goes long down towards Goldsack. Goldsack goes to ground. In trouble, McDonald for solos. A sharpshooter, and he puts it through. Ever the opportunist. How he found that sort of space is remarkable.
It was Tapscott that had picked him up. He burned him off to the ball. As Tapscott that actually crashed into his back during that third quarter.
So Collingwood with a real spring in their step at the start of the last quarter. They've got this margin out. Goldsack chances his arm and left foot's at home. Well, they started the last quarter like they started the match.
That was a terrific effort. Beams. Little 1-2 with Thomas. It was a clever hand pass as he was stumbling. Got it to side bottom and gets it back. That's racking up the numbers. Collingwood suddenly feasting as the ball comes inside the forward 50. McDonald's got it. Cloak will have it. Shoots at goal and puts it through. 3 goals in the twinkling of an eye.
Well, the interesting thing about that is I was reading about Goldsack this morning, an article in one of the papers, and he was saying that one of his functions of his role is to be that defensive forward, and if he gets 4 inside 50 tackles, then Matthew Lapman will buy him lunch. So I don't know how many he's had today, but that was definitely a tackle.
Yeah, interesting enough, each of these goals have come from a very clean and clear clearance.
Jones was good. Maloney back to Sylvia. Had it ripped off him. Colin Sylvia's just not up with the pace of the game at the moment. Dawes for solo, free kick. Sella coming in and a free kick.
I said how switched on Melbourne on this quarter, where the Collingwood player ran off, he was going to be replaced. No one came off with him, so if that kick-off could have easily gone to a player uncontested. You just got to understand, 1 for 1 means someone's coming off, someone's coming on.
So Fasola, who kicked a magnificent goal in this quarter. He is a beautiful kick. So 2 goals to him, 4 to Collingwood in the last term.
Start this term, and this is where it's starting inside the centre square, although this time Grimes wins the footy. That's better. Kicks inside the forward 50, pushing the back, surely. Dunn turns around, kicks. It's running down towards the goal line and goes through for a goal. Why give up? 56-99.
For the match, watch. I'll get back to you in a second. Grimes from Clark to Jones. Jones stretching, running hard and long to fall forward. Rivers will mark it, and he does. In a word, Watts, has he been okay or not?
Small, roving type players.
So Rivers, yet another defender going forward. We see so much of it these days, don't we? A goal. Do you think that's very clever? Now Maloney with a long ball in. Sylvia front spot, big fly from Tarrant with Rivers. Sylvia's give. Garland, wasn't a great handball. Now Garland, does he get it over to Dunn? He does.
Great kick.
Take those 3 goals away in 5 kicks and we would have had a game, wouldn't we? I mean, Melbourne are coming back again as Dunn gets 2. The sub doing well.
It's going to be control, though.
Maloney's handball was a hot one for Grimes. Here he is, Tapscott. reckon they might tackle him hard. Can't quite get the kick away. Well done, Maloney. Wellingham, it's been good. Great tackle coming from Blees. And then McKenzie building it forward. Rivers has made a good contest forward. And then the big tall guy who Nick talked about, taking marks at the highest. Sometimes these are the hardest, the one straight in front. He's got it. He's kicked 4 goals after half-time. And Melbourne have kicked 3 in a hurry. I'm getting optimistic, Dennis. Dawes, does he get it away? Fasolo's kicked 2 terrific goals in this quarter. Kicked down the line. Nicholson has to search a bit. Blair comes across him and then holds up. Sinclair's been good. That's a neat kick. Now, side bottom could be really dangerous here. He'll probably take it on and kick the goal. He's a good player, isn't he?
He breaks and he uses the football and he gets the contested football as well.
He gets that shuffle going in. Beams, 15 metres out, pops it on the boot, laid down by Jolly. Well done. Beams, his first goal of the afternoon. Then McKenzie. Brown inside. Williams, we like him. Side bottom. Brown, Williams. Hard side to break into despite the injuries, and Williams has made the most of it this afternoon. Chance for Dawes, although sweeping on it was Elliott. Knocks it across to Sinclair. Now Dawes goes out wide. Swan, this will be a test for Watts. Swan finessing. Still going, Swan. He's like a Harlem Globetrotter out there. Runs away from Watts and the Washington Generals and comes back and finds Dawes. That was brilliant. Little clinic there, a little cameo. Long to full forward. Sinclair in from the side, almost the mark. Off the ground brilliantly by Blair. Hit the pack out. He does that well. He arrives at speed, Blair.
There's 2 with Sideburn kicked 10 goals in a under-18 championship grand final.
Sinclair gets it from Thomas. Could he go with a career high? Sinclair to full forward. Oh, Swanee. Well, the Harlem Globetrotters are playing more than one trick now, Dennis.
Having a bit to say, too.
Oh, they love him.
He's happy, Swanee. Do you know him that well, Watts? I know you've been talking to him, Mick.
What are we talking about?
I'm not talking about him. A lot of Melbourne supporters. So.
Fair enough.
On the outer side, here's Sylvia. Wheels around. Trengove. Haven't called his name too often today. Lines up, and I think he's kicked a goal. He has. Young man with greatness thrust upon him. Not easy.
And he talked about
Sack. That one comes back to Jamar. Well, he got away with it in the end. Back to Morton. Morton's kick not good. Dawes. And then Dawes with a long ball into Jolly. Got it.
He's broken run all day.
He's been a good recruit for Collingwood.
Oh, fantastic. We just lacked that big, strong ruck. Collingwood lacked that big, strong ruck.
We heard you the first time.
Straight through for Jolly. He's just that because he's kicked 2 today. 2 premierships, 2 goals.
Look at Maxwell corral him. Came across on the angle. Dunn in trouble. Still Dunn. Could have been held without it. Trying to hack his way through. Well done by Lyndon Dunn. Fed forward by McKenzie. Now Blees. This is his natural habitat. Although he puts himself on the right boot. Kicks, and that's beautiful. There is something to work with there. Great running goal, and not easy after the hard work.
So it's a 7-goal game. 42 points. Collingwood set it up early. They had the big lead. Melbourne have come back a few times, but Collingwood win. Swan, a huge game for him. So Collingwood go to the top of the table for the first time this season.